Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and today I'm going to review the Blu-ray edition of Kino Lorber's recent release of Ben Affleck and Adrien Brody in Hollywoodland. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification. You can also find me over Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at Movie Guy 365. Okay, Hollywoodland is now available on Blu-ray from Kino Lorber, and it stars Ben Affleck, Adrien Brody, and Diane Lane. It's a telling around the circumstances of George Reeves, the actor who portrayed Superman back in, way back when, his apparent suicide or possible murder. I know there's a lot of real-life circumstance and suspicion about what happened in those events. And there's a lot of that this movie tackles in that area. It doesn't give you a definitive answer in that. Obviously, there's very few people that know what really happened, but I still think it's a fascinating movie. And I've always liked a good Hollywood noir type tale. Those kind of crime detective stories that take place in Hollywood, and way back in the old days of the 50s, 60s, and even earlier than that. I've always been fascinated with it. So I gravitated towards this, and of course, George Reeves playing Superman, which he, while he's well known for that, he was also an actor in filmmaking. So there was a lot of films that he was part of that, but he really became known as Superman, much to his detriment, apparently. But this movie, I feel, does a really good job. And hey, we get Ben Affleck, as Superman in a sense, but, so that's pretty kind of a cool thing for us comic book nerds. But yeah, it's a really decent movie. You should definitely check this one out if you are a fan of that style kind of movie, a good crime noir. So, all right, let's talk about the picture quality and audio, but first let's do a quick unboxing. Okay, we have Hollywoodland Blu-ray from Kino Lorber, and with typical Kino Lorber stuff, it does not come with a slipcover. So, there we have the back and the spine. And then interior-wise, very basic. So, all right, now let's talk about the picture quality and the audio. Hollywoodland was reportedly finished at a 2K digital intermediate for the 1080p Blu-ray disc. So visually, this thing looks really well done. This movie, taking place in the 50s, has a nice color palette to it. Everything from the automobiles to just the general area, structures, nature looks good, clothing, especially Ben Affleck's outfit as Superman really stand out here. It gives a nice little pop off the screen. The 1080p really renders that color well done here. It looks fantastic. It's a good looking image. Now, level of detail also gets a bump up from what I remember over on the DVD side of things. Skin textures, clothing, once again, look really well detailed. And it's an overall just a nice bump up in that regard. Black levels with nighttime scenes, dark interiors can be a little bit elevated from time to time. It's not overly, going to pull you out of the movie or anything. But once again, 1080p disc can sometimes, limit those black levels. One of those things that over on 4K with HDR can really just make them nice and dark. Here, they're okay, typical 1080p fare, but just be aware that that is a thing that happens from time to time. Overall, the picture quality on Hollywoodland, I think, looks really well done and absolutely worth an upgrade over the DVD. For the audio quality, we get a DTS 5.1 surround sound mix, and it's an average surround mix. Now, this is not a very action-heavy movie, so there's not going to be a whole lot going on as far as your rears go. The surround sound effect is minimal. There are some sporadic ambience, a couple musical cues, that sort of thing. Maybe an occasional car will drive by. That's basically the extent of the use of the surround sound speaker. So there's not going to be a whole lot of heavy lifting there. The LFE is also equally very reserved. There's, once again, not a whole lot of action moments or even musical cues to take advantage of it. So it's just kind of very subtle. It comes to life on random occasions, but nothing that you're really going to notice. The dialogue coming through the center channel is clean and clear. This is a very dialogue heavy driven movie, so that is pretty flawless in my opinion. It sounds good. Just vocals come through really nicely. The fronts, they handle a lot of the movie action, and it's a fairly good overall presentation. The audio mix here is not going to win any awards, but I still encourage you to listen to it with your surround sound turned on. It gives you that little bit of extra element to it. But for the audio portion, it's just pretty much average. For the picture quality, I'm going to give the Blu Ray of Hollywoodland a B. It's a nice looking picture. It's a worthy upgrade over the DVD. Colors stand out really nicely. There's an extra bump in detail, and black levels are to be expected for a 1080p disc. For the audio, I'm going to give this one a C. The DTS 5.1 is pretty much 5.1 in name only. It has a lot of good dialogue, and whatever's happening on screen, it makes good use of your front speakers, but your rears are used sparingly. A couple moments here and there are utilized, but nothing too aggressive. And the LFE is just sort of there. Nothing really to write home about. So that is my review of Hollywoodland on Blu-ray. Let me know in the comments below if you're a fan of the movie, and if you checked out the Blu-ray, what do you think of it? In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.